Hey everyone, I am just going to give a quick presentation on reception theory. My name is Coy Larsen. This is for the class Communications 2010 with Professor Niki Tonks. We can just get right into it. So the agenda for today, we have a brief introduction just to give a little quick history on what reception theory actually is and kind of its main ideas. And we have my media choice that I selected for this assignment. And we also have the interviews that I conducted for it as well. So let's get into it. So a quick just kind of introduction and history of reception theory. So there's the encoding portion. So what this entails is what the author or artist or whoever is creating this type of media is actually doing to encode the message they're trying to portray um, with their source of media. And typically, what we call this intended message is the intended dominant reading. So this is essentially what I said already. It's what this author or artist is trying to portray, whether it's literal or metaphorical. It's the message they're trying to convey through their medium, whether it's music, a book, this, that, or the other. And then you get into the decoding portion of reception theory. So this is when it's the um, receiver of that media is actually taking it, um, seeing what they think about it based off all of their life factors that go into it. So there's either the dominant, this is when the reader actually picks up on what the author is trying to portray, the negotiated, which is when the reader understands, for the most part at least, but uses the media to fit their own beliefs a little bit more so than the actual intended reading of it. And then there's the oppositional reading, which is when the reader doesn't follow what the author, artist, the person publishing the media was trying to convey at all. So that's just kind of a down and dirty history of reception theory. So my media choice for this assignment was actually the song. It's called Life by Mac Miller. So the lyrical depiction of this song, it actually paints a picture of a uh, who is the perpetrator of this person who killed their partner, and then they're suffering this regret, this remorse of doing so. And Mac Miller has actually came out and stated that this is supposed to be a metaphor for this author essentially killing the relationship. So that's this intended dominant reading is a metaphorical statement of killing this self-destructive relationship where both the perpetrator singing the song and his partner were just both not meant to be, and kind of looking back and feeling the regret and the remorse for doing that. He stated this in an MTV interview, actually, where he kind of broke down everything he meant by the song, just because it had such a profound effect on the listeners, that he felt the need to explain his meaning behind it. So keep that in mind as we kind of delve into these interviews, and we can kind of get right into it. So, yep. So my first interview, this was with a colleague of mine named Travis. He's 24. He's a disabled veteran. You can read through the rest of his personal info there if you so desire. But basically, our interview summary. So I noticed an initial distaste and kind of a hesitancy to the song. He did express that he appreciated the melody of the song and that it was actually a pretty soothing melody. However, there's a specific part, a gunshot and a woman screaming, where he typically would get kind of hesitant and abrasive to the lyrics and whatnot. So after the interview, I determined this to be kind of a negotiated reading because it seemed he understood the message for the most part, that it wasn't a literal killing of his partner, but he kind of negotiated it to be a regret after a major fight. And this kind of I played into it as he read it this way because of how content he is in his relationship. So he expressed several times throughout the interview how happy he was now with his current partner. Then we have my interview with Justin. So he's 34 years old, an Army officer, and you can read through the rest if you so desire. His interview summary. So similar to Travis, he had that hesitation to the lyrics and kind of a distaste for the song. The main difference is that kind of carried through the entire song, and because of this distaste that I sensed from him for the song, I expected an oppositional reading of he just wouldn't like it and expected it to be a literal song of this guy killing his partner. However, through his questions, he actually uh, ex, uh, explained and displayed of a connection to the song, showing that dominant reading because he connected it to how his first marriage ended, and he felt it was kind of a similar situation to his relationship with his first wife. And then my last interview is with Angie. So she's 58, retired, and you can read the rest right there. So she stated she enjoyed the song and kind of like the others, she just did not appreciate that violent nature. Same with the others, she found that gunshot and screaming unsettling. However, she demonstrated that she did have a keen understanding of the intended reading that Mac Miller had with this song. In her answer, she essentially hit the nail on the head with that supposed to be a metaphor for that um, the killing of the relationship. She even went so far as almost matching Mac Miller's quote of the self-destructive, and then both the partners of the relationship just realized it needed to end. All right, so for the conclusion, so the findings through the interviews, there was one negotiated reading, two dominant, and I because of this, I feel like it indicates that the intended reading is pretty simple to understand. However, again, it is a metaphor, so not everyone will be able to pick up on that, I'm sure. An interesting occurrence, as I kind of already said, Justin's interview, he had that reaction to the song that was very distasteful and just did not seem to like it. So I expected that oppositional reading, but he really just displayed that he knew it very well. So I found that very interesting. But that essentially ends my slideshow. So thank you very much.